The Punisher is one of the ultimate anti-heroes in Marvel Comics, and he's got absolutely no problem in taking on bad guys and putting them in the ground. So, what's the Punisher gonna do? If you ever stumbled across the Boys universe and saw what Vought and the Seven were up to, would Punisher be able to take them all down and bring some good old-fashioned punishment? Let's get into it. Lieutenant Frank Castle returned home from duty, only to see his wife and children murdered in front of him in cold blood by the Mafia. Unable to find justice by any fair means for them, Castle vowed to spend the rest of his life avenging them. Now equipped with state-of-the-art weapons, decades of combat experience, guerrilla and urban warfare techniques, he wages a one-man war against crime as the Punisher, a murderous vigilante that takes no prisoners, constantly putting him at odds with other heroes around him. Punisher has trained himself into peak physical condition. He's way strong, way tough, and surprisingly fast too. Like Frank might still be just a normal human, but he's strong enough to overpower multiple men at once and even snap metal with just his pure brute strength. The Punisher has even straight up punched a polar bear square in the face. Apparently he's got no problem with animal cruelty. Punisher is also very fast enough to contend in fights with some of the best Marvel street tiers out there and dodge their attacks, like I'm talking Wolverine, Daredevil, Captain America, or Spider-Man, dodging attacks from all of them. Frank is also very fast on the draw too, like clearly raising his rifle into position in the same time as lightning is striking the ground. Literally, undeniably moving at the same speed as lightning. But probably the best thing going for Punisher is the man is tough. He is very tough. Like if there's one thing you need to know about Frank, it's that the man can take a beating. He's also always wearing some pretty great armor too. Armor that's protected him from some low-grade explosions, electric blast, or lots and lots of bullets. And the kicker is that nothing is going to stop the Punisher from completing his mission. He's kept on going for days on end. He can completely ignore a whole lot of pain and punishment, and ultimately is just a very hard man to put down. And on top of that, well, Frank Castle is a one-man army. He can more than hold his own in a fight. He knows a whole lot of different fighting techniques and is proficient in many different forms of martial arts. Punisher has absolutely no problem taking down multiple trained men at once, fighting whole groups of people all by himself, or battling against a lot of the best fighters in Marvel. Like Punisher has fought against the likes of Daredevil, Wolverine, Black Widow, Deadpool, and plenty more. He's either beaten them in the fight or gone down swinging and made life very difficult for some of the most skilled combatants on Earth. And the one thing that makes Punisher different from almost any other guy out there is that he has absolutely no problem with guns or killing. Frank is a lethal shot. He's one of the most accurate men in the whole world, can land headshots like it's nothing, and Punisher is so good with a gun in his hand that he's able to accurately hit Spider-Man as Spider-Man is dodging around. Between his skill, his weapons, and Frank's years of experience, well, the Punisher is the last person you want to run across if you're a criminal. He's putting you down for sure. Alright, so just who is a part of the Seven? Who are they bringing to the table? Well, like we said, they're clearly a parody of the League, so you've actually got a lot of the same archetypes, like the Deep, who's their Aquaman. Problem is, he can't really do much to anyone here. He's basically only useful when he's in the water, so he's kinda a joke. On top of that, kinda a huge pervert. He's slightly stronger than most people, but really has no true fighting experience. You can definitely take him down with one good gill punch. Starlight is surprisingly strong. She overpowers normal people and sends them flying. She can even fight against Stormfront, the evil super Nazi. She's surprisingly tough, but her main power is her ability to manipulate light and manipulate electricity. She can fire out light blasts that can take down steel doors, hurt Stormfront, just casually send people flying all around. Plus, she can create light so bright that it'll literally blind you. Black Noir is like the Batman of the group, the dark, mysterious master martial artist. He's super strong, ripped a man's face open and pounded on Starlight. He's incredibly durable, taking point-blank explosions, taking bombs and bullets, even taking blasts from Starlight. He's also definitely the best fighter on the team, best one out of the group, as he's taking down Kimiko, Starlight, and the boys. A-Train is the fastest man in the world, speedster of the 7. He's the Flash, although nowhere really near fast as the Flash. He's able to outrun bullets, dodge Starlight's blast, kind of fight at super speed, and if he's going fast enough, run straight through people. Plus, he's strong enough to literally pull a train. Queen Maeve is essentially Wonder Woman. She's strong enough to stop a speeding truck cold, stop it dead in its tracks. So that means she's pretty freaking durable too. Plus, she can take bullets point blank, absolutely no problem. She can restrain Black Noir, she can fight against Stormfront, she can even fight against Homelander. But she's also clearly got her limits, still though really powerful. Stormfront is Homelander's Nazi lover. She's definitely one of the most powerful supes in the world. She's superhumanly strong, able to overpower both Kimiko and Starlight, even throw around Homelander in a kinky sort of way. She's superhumanly tough, at least somewhat, but her main powers come from her electricity and lightning manipulation. Her lightning blasts are able to down pretty much anyone who gets in her way. When she really lets loose, goes all out, well, she's able to destroy entire buildings. And then there's the most powerful of them all, Homelander, an evil, twisted, psychopathic, narcissistic Superman. He's way stronger than anyone else around him, to the point where even other heroes like Queen Maeve and Starlight can't really do anything to him. He's completely bulletproof. No other hero can take him out. It's even been said that there isn't a weapon on Earth that they haven't thrown at him. They've all failed. He's incredibly fast, even faster than A-Train, but mostly just uses that speed to fly all around, flying from one point to another. Doesn't really use it in a fight. His main tactic in a fight is his heat vision. He'll just laser everybody around him, doesn't care at all. So, who wins? Well, let's break it down. Now, what we're talking about here really depends on whether or not Punisher gets access to the weapons in Marvel, or if he's straight up living in the Boys universe and has to play with the weapons that exist in the Boys. Because if he doesn't get his Marvel weapons, well, that's way harder for Frank, and it's basically just a better and more skilled version of Billy Butcher. And don't get it twisted, Punisher is leagues and leagues above Butcher. We're not just talking about a guy who's skilled enough to fight with Daredevil and Winter Soldier, but a guy who can kill frost giants all by himself, or beat War Machine with just a knife. So Punisher is definitely a threat to the 7 as just a human. But push comes to shove, Frank won't stay human. He's gonna take Temp V, he's gonna get some superpowers for himself, and if he becomes as powerful as Butcher and Huey did, well, he's crushing the 7. Because again, we're talking about a guy who's skilled enough to fight against Daredevil and regularly fights superhumans with absolutely no powers of his own. Give him superpowers that look to be almost on par with Homelander himself, he's just crushing this fight. And the fight basically plays out the same way if you give Punisher his Marvel tech and weapons and no powers. He's still beating the 7. Because 1, Punisher has plenty of experience fighting people on this level. The man regularly kills supervillains and has been on over 22,000 different missions. The 7 aren't anything that he hasn't encountered before. And Punisher has a lot of weapons and tech and gear. Like he's got some tech that's powerful enough to blow apart Rhino's armor and kill Rhino. He's got Pym particles. He's stolen War Machine's armor before. Captain Marvel and Iron Man couldn't beat him in the suit. And that's just scratching the surface. Frank regularly collects gear and weapons from all the supervillains that he beats, and considering that the scaling between Marvel Comics and the boys is obviously crazy different, well, any of these weapons could absolutely mess up the Seven. This one is just very, very simple for me. This is what the Punisher does. This is what he's all about. And the Seven aren't anything new to Frank. They're not really going to push him in any way, and Punisher should be able to defeat them every single time. Punisher is taking this one.